Good afternoon and welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for joining me today. In this video I will be sharing with you my completed pages for the month of April 2025. But before I get started, I just want to sort of give an apology for being absent on the channel for pretty much the month of April. As you may know, the children and I went to Scotland for a week. Yeah, we were visiting Connor and that was just so lovely. The kids had 2 weeks Easter holidays. I've just been dealing with some mental health issues. Physical health hasn't been great. So yeah, I really do apologise for my absence, but I'm hoping that I can start sort of getting back into the swing of things. I've really missed everyone. So yeah, hopefully, you know, I'll start getting back into a routine and my uploads will be more frequent. Okay, so I'm just going to start off with 5 colouring books. They are pages that I either started in April and didn't finish, or they are sort of just ongoing pages. So I will show you those, but before I do, I would just like to give you my stats for the month, if that's okay. So for the month of April, I completed 17 pages from 16 different books. 5 of those books were previously untouched, so that makes me really happy. I participated in 5 prompts and challenges, and I completed 10 buddy colour pages. I have gained 15 new friends on Instagram, so if you are one of those, then thank you so much for following. I really do appreciate it. And we have also gained 54 new friends here on the channel. So to everyone who is new, a huge great big welcome. Thank you so much for joining, and I hope you have a great time here with us. Okay. So the first book I'd like to show you is this stunning book. This is Wild and Nature by Rayhan Udachi, otherwise known as Raider Prince. And I started this page here. This was going to be for my beautiful friend Jo over at Geordie Colours. This was going to be for her prompt of the ugly duckling for her Colour the Fairy Tales hashtag in April. I based it with alcohol markers before we travelled to Scotland. I took this book with me, but as you can see, I didn't get any shading done whatsoever, but I would still really like to finish this page. So this one will be featured in my plans for the month of May. The next one is this gorgeous book. This is Looking for the Bell of Happiness, and you've probably seen this page previously. So before April, I had sort of, you know, all these colours down, but the only thing I managed to do this month was come in with my polychromos and shade these 2 roses and that one. That's it. I don't understand why I just seem to be struggling so much on this page. I think a lot of it is because I wish I didn't do the black jelly roll glaze here on this bit. And also I really struggled with my polychromos on this paper. I seem to have to put quite a bit of pressure, so now it feels indented. So yeah, I don't know, but I'm gonna just stick at it, I think, with the roses, but then change up and try some different pencils for the rest of it. But I am using a Sarah Renee Clark colour palette for this page as well. So again, I will yeah, I think I will put this one in my plans for May. If I don't touch it in May, it may go on the shelf as a whip, and then I will just come back to it as and when. But yeah, absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous little book. It's really, really cute. The next one is this one. This is Symphony of Cute Animals by Kanoko Agusa, and I am in a group on Instagram with a lovely, lovely group of women, and we are doing a double page spread in this book. It is this one. Let me zoom out a smidge. So we are working on this one, but the aim is to chip away at this, and work on a little bit each month, so that by the time the end of December this year comes, we have this double page spread finished. Now, I've been really nervous to colour in mine because my spine here on the book, I don't know if you can see that, yeah, it's really compromised. I'm afraid it's going to fall apart. So what I have started doing is coming into these bits here now. If I can get the colours down on like this centre bit, then I think what I might have to do is just admit defeat and put some tape down. But I have also, I think it was last month, I purchased another copy of this book because, for one, I absolutely love it, and two, I'm just so nervous because of, you know, because of the spine being like this. I don't want my book to fall apart. It's kind of like it a bit here on this one. This is a forever whip, and also a buddy colour with my best friend Penny. I need to come back to that one at some point too. But yeah, I'm loving this. This is all just based with water-based markers so far, and then I do plan on coming in with pencils, gel pens, glitter, all the good things. So yeah, this one is just an ongoing project until the end of December. My next two books are buddy colours that I unfortunately did not get finished. So this is Mythographic Voyage by the incredible Joseph Kattenbang, and this is a buddy colour page with the beautiful Emma from Emma Colours. If you've been with me for a little while, you've probably seen this page already. I am just so ridiculously slow at chipping away on this page, but I'm enjoying the process. I am enjoying the process. I'm not overly happy with the colour of the water, because so many of my Ohuhu markers have run out. So this is kind of the lightest blue that I have now. But I think once I add a little bit of shading and stuff, it'll be okay. But yeah, I'm loving this page. And I'm actually quite excited to see how it turns out. But I would just like to say a huge thank you so much to Emma for being so incredibly patient with me whilst this page is taking a long time. But it's great because, you know, we didn't put any time limit or no pressure, nothing like that. So yeah, I just want to say a huge thank you so much to Emma for her patience and understanding. So there is that one. So that will be in my May plans as well, as will this one. This is Wildflower Folk by the amazing Christine Karen, and this is my first buddy colour with the lovely Diane from Diane Dreaming Colour here on YouTube. And this was the page we were working on for April, and as you can see, I have not got mine done. I've got, you know, a decent chunk of her hair done. I've started layering on her skin and whatnot. And then I've just put a tiny little bit of Ohuhu marker just for the green here and down here. But all of the rest is done with polychromos pencils. Diane did message me the other day to say that her page is done. I haven't seen it yet, but I have seen Diane's other pages in this book and they are absolutely stunning. So I cannot wait to see her completed page. But again, I just want to say thank you so much to Diane for being patient with me, and, you know, having the grace and understanding to give me a bit of extra time to get this one done. So yeah, hopefully you will see this one the end of May, but I do plan on chipping away a little bit onto this one tonight as well. So all right, so now we are moving into the pages that I have completed. So the first is Little Corner by Coco Wayo. And this is a project book with my eldest daughter Tegan, and this page was a whip for a little while because I just wasn't feeling it really, but yeah, I managed to get this one done. This is all based with the Ohuhu alcohol markers, and then I added, let me see, we've got some white jelly roll for a few little highlights in a few places. I have got a jelly roll moonlight here just for the stitching on this purple rug here. I have used some glitter gel pens in a few places. Black jelly roll glaze for the handle here and on this unit. And then I also use a tiny little bit of Amazon Basics pencils just for the tiny little bit of shading on the lamp and around these lights here. So we're just working through this book in order. The next page in here is the pet shop, which I'm really excited to colour that one. I just think that is so cute. So there is that one. The next book I worked in is this one. This is Cottage Friends. This is by Jeanette Veronica. Okay, so I started this page. I didn't quite finish it, but that won't take me too long. But I did do this one. It just gave me, you know, spring vibes, and I just thought what a cute page to colour for the month. So this is based once again with my Ohuhu alcohol markers, and then I have added white, I think this was the white Artex gel pen, this one. This gel pen, which I absolutely love. I think they are fantastic. And then I have also gone in with a silver Uniball Signo in a few areas, sort of the little buttons and aerial and knobs here on the radio. I have used Jelly Roll Metallic for the hearts here on the curtain. I have used some Super Golden marker, and that is for the outline on this butterfly here. I'm hoping that's showing. We've got absolutely stunning weather at the moment, so I'm really hoping the sun is catching that. And then I also went in and added some Artistro glitter paint markers onto this butterfly here. So yeah, really simple page, but I love how that turned out, and I really like the turquoise colour of the shutters and the really pale green mint for the wall. I do really like that. So there is that one. The next page comes from this book. This is My Tiny Forest colouring book by Nina Stajner. And this was my first ever buddy colour with the lovely Desiree. She contacted me on Instagram and asked, apologies, asked if we could do a buddy colour from here. And so we did this page. And I'm really pleased with how it turned out. So, like I said, this was a buddy colour, and it also goes for hashtag Colour Your Hoard 2025, hosted by the beautiful ladies Lavella and T here on YouTube. Let me just see what I used on this one. Okay, so this was based with Ohuhu alcohol markers. And that was for the animals, the umbrella, some of the flowers down here. And then I also used my Faber-Castell soft pastels. And so I used those for the clouds in the sky. And I used a stencil to give me the cloud effect, which I just think looks really, really cute. And then I used pan pastels for the grass down here at the bottom. I've got sort of like a set of some different green colours, so I just sort of, you know, dotted those around. Just added a few different shades there so the grass didn't look too flat. I shaded this with my Prismacolor pencils. I used a Jelly Roll white, and I used that to go around these sort of snowdrop flowers here. And I also used a black Jelly Roll glaze, and that was for the handle of the umbrella, if you can see that. I used Staedtler Triplus fine liners, and that was for these really dinky, tiny little flowers here. And I also added a slightly darker blue outline around these flowers here. I used Uniball Signo Sparkling Silver to just outline the raindrops. I made a bit of a mess up here, so I've tried putting correction tape over, and it still looks a bit of a mess, so I might have to get some whitewash and just tidy that up a little bit. And then I also just added a couple of stickers that I got from a set from Shein, so I've put one here, and I just think that they tied in really, really beautifully with these lovely pink and peachy colours that I've used on the umbrella. So yeah, that page was a lot of fun. It didn't take long and I enjoyed every minute. So thank you so much, Desiree, for inviting me to buddy colour from this book with you. I do apologise for the background noise because it is absolutely glorious weather. I have got the windows open, so I do apologise. You will hear the traffic. Okay, the next one. This is my new copy of 50 Farmers Miniatures. This is by Camellia Angel Cover. And Connor and I did a buddy colour in here last night, and we coloured this page. I do not like how mine turned out. I just think, I don't know, I tried using a different colour for her. I think the colour was called Currant for her, like the main colour of her body. And I just think that colour, along with the brown for the soil down here, I just think it makes the page a bit too dark. I tried colouring her hat, sort of, you know, the colour of a straw hat, but again, I don't like the colour. My markers were running out, so I was really on the struggle bus with this one. But yeah, it was based with the Ohuhu alcohol markers, as you can see here. And then I have used black jelly roll glaze for the centre of her eyes and the handle of the spade. I don't know if you're going to be able to see that. I don't know. I'm not sure. And then I used a Uniball Signo metallic silver just for a tiny little bit here and just to go around those lines there on the spade. And I shaded this with Crayola twistable crayons. And then I've just added a few highlights in her eyes and up here on the flower here on her hat. And that was again using the Artex white gel pen. But yeah, because I was just feeling so disheartened with this page, I didn't even bother going in and doing a background like I normally would. But yeah, we've done this one. And then we worked from 50 dessert themed miniatures, and this is a buddy colour and project book with me, Connor, my youngest daughter Emmy, and my son Caden has also joined in on this book as well now, so he has a copy. And the other night we all sat, me and the kids were here in my room, Connor was on video call, and we did a buddy colour, and it was of Caden's favourite animal. His all-time favourite are capybaras, followed super closely by red pandas. So we coloured this one. So on this one I used again my trusty Ohuhu alcohol markers. I have got a line on his head here because Emmy came over and asked me a question, and I just sort of stopped rather than saying to her, just give me 2 seconds to finish this last little bit. I stopped. So yeah, I've got a got a line there, but that's okay. So yeah, I based this all with the Ohuhu alcohol markers. And then, let's see, dessert miniatures. Okay, I used black jelly roll glaze again for the centre of the eyes and his nose. And then I used a white jelly roll just for a few. I've put like a couple little dots in the ears and some highlights on the eyes. I used some Crayola pencils and also these artist quality pencils that Connor gave me last year. They came in sort of like a wooden, tray, but there's no specific brand or anything like that. So I just used those for a little bit of shading on here. Whoops. And then I added some like sort of foliage stickers as well. I put the background in as I normally do with a lot of my camellia pages. I just go in with a compass and add a circle in the background, just to sort of ground the image a little bit and give it a bit of a background without being overwhelmed by all of this space. I just sort of try and keep it quite confined. But yeah, I love how that page turned out. Really happy with that one. And you know, I think Connor and the kids have all done an amazing job as well. Anyone with a YouTube channel who I mention in this video, I will link in the description. So please pop over and check those out. I know that Connor is filming his completed pages video today as well. So yeah, hop on over and check out his pages and you'll see how his red panda turned out. It is so cute. So there is that book. The next book I worked in was this one. This is Disney's Saison Colorage Mystère by Hatchet Heroes. And this is a project book with my beautiful friend Sophie from Sophie's Colouring Journey here on YouTube. Now, I did get this one done, but this page and this page were supposed to be from March. As you can see, I only got the one done. This is Donald and Daisy, and I do really like how this turned out. I completed this one on, let's see, page 11. This one was done on the 14th of April. So for the outline, that is done with a black Arteza acrylic paint pen. And then I used a variety of Crayola Super Tips and Staedtler dual-ended markers for the rest of it, along with some Artex acrylic paint markers as well. And this also goes for the hashtag 25 of 2025. I did start the Dumbo page. The only black on here was sort of like the centre of their eyes here, and then it was asking for sort of like a really dark charcoal grey here, but I managed to find sort of like a metallic, just a metallic marker, and they are never normally very metallic, but I feel like it looked really dark when I put it down, but as it's dried, they've dried lighter. So I'm a bit, I don't know, I might just have to go over that. So I need to catch up with that page. I did outline this one of Mickey and Donald. This was a May page, and this was a May page. Sorry, an April page as well. I'm so sorry. So yeah, these two are March, these two are April, these two are May. So I have got a lot of catching up to do. And then the tags here in the top, they are just pages where they have been coloured, but I just need to paint out the borders. But yeah, hopefully I can play catch up in here. So I've got this to do. I might just move that flag there and then just repurpose a couple of these because I need to do those two. And whoops, let's just reuse some of these and then these two. So you will see this page, this book in my May plans. It makes an appearance every single month. So yeah, this is a regular. And I just want to say to Sophie, I'm so sorry that I didn't get my pages done. But yeah, hopefully I can play some sort of catch up in May and get them done so that I'm all up to date with my pages, and also get the backgrounds, the borders done on those other ones. So there is that one. Okay. And then I worked in this one. This was a new book to me, purchased not too long ago. This is the Disney Petite Princesses Colorage Mystère. Again, this is by Hatchet Heroes. And I coloured this one. And this was a labour of love. It did take me a while to, sort of chip away at this one. And I think this is why I ended up being so behind on the Seasons book. But yeah, I love this book. The pages are single-sided, but on this one I used Crayola Super Tips, Staedtler dual-ended markers, white jelly roll, where I just sort of tidied up all the bubbles here on the page and went over these little bands here by their waists. I used super golden markers. I don't know if you can see. I used it on her little sort of crown for the outline, and also the sort of like the ridges here on her tail fin. And the same on Ariel. Ariel's got a beautiful green super golden marker on hers. There was a lot of sort of going in and just, you know, touching up lines and stuff after this was done. So it, you know, it really did take a while, but I love how it looks. I'm really, really pleased with it. And I also used a variety of different acrylic paint markers. So that would have been my, let me think, my Artex black Arteza acrylic paint pen for the black outlines. And I also used some Graby acrylic paint pens for some of the outlines as well. I can see I need to just tidy up her tail a little bit here as well. But yeah, and that one again goes for Colour Your Hoard. But yeah, this book is beautiful. It's really, really lovely. I wonder if we've got any more in here of Ariel, or maybe that was the only one. Yeah, we've got this one. This would work for Mermaid, but I have pages pulled out already, to be honest. Oh, I like this. I really like that one. I might have to, yeah, do you know, let's do it. Should we flag that one? And that's the first page in the book as well. Let's do it. We'll put this one aside for Mermaid as well. And also the month of May, the beautiful Jo from Geordie Colours, she has chosen The Little Mermaid as her fairy tale for the month as well, so it ties in beautifully with Mermaid. So yeah, feel free to join in on that one. What is that on the book? Oh, it looks like I've splashed a little bit of black acrylic paint pen. Okay, my third Disney Colorage Mystère book that I worked in April is this one. This is Nature, and again by Hatchet Heroes. I coloured this one. So there wasn't as much black outline required for it as what I've put in, but I didn't have enough variety in browns, so I ended up just adding black acrylic paint marker on this one. So this one was done, let me see, Disney Nature, page 2, Bambi. Okay, so this one was done on the 21st of April, or finished on the 21st of April, should I say. And on this one, I used Arteza black acrylic paint pen for the outline. And then I used Artex acrylic paint markers, Graby acrylic markers, some super golden, which I have used on the outlines of the butterflies on the edges there. Let's see if I can get that to hit the light. There we go. So yeah, they've got super golden around the edges on that one. And I also used some Crayola super tips and some Staedtler dual-ended markers. But yeah, the majority of those, they were managed to be covered over with paint pen. So yeah, not my favourite page. It's a little bit messy, but it's fine. And then I also coloured this one. This is Nick from Zootopia. This was a buddy colour with Connor. I don't think he got his page done. I kind of, rather than wait for him, I zoomed ahead. So I'm really, really sorry, but I love how this one turned out. I was so happy. And I used the exact same pens on this one as the Bambi page. And then again, just, you know, with an Artex black paint pen, I just black out the border. But I did make a mess on this page, so I need to do a little bit of cover-up work. But yeah, I really like how he turned out. And I do think I'm going to start very slowly adding the different colour sets of the Thule Art paint pens to my collection, because I find that I don't have enough colours with the paint pens that I do have. But I know that Thule Art do some dedicated sets, so they do like a red set, a green, a blue. I have the earth tones in the thick, like the thicker nibs, but I think eventually I would like to get the thick set and the thin set, you know, for each colour set. But that's going to take a long time. That is going to take a long time, but I think it will be so beneficial, especially with these books. I just feel like the acrylic paint pens look great in here. So did the 2 pages in that one. Okay, then I coloured from mine Riser Dash Africa. This was a work in progress for a while. Yeah, for quite a while actually. I think I started this page last year when I visited Connor in Scotland. So it's been a whip for quite a while. So this one goes for my hashtag Whipping the Whips 2025. And it was this page. And I am so happy with how this one has turned out. Looks like I need to maybe put a piece of tracing paper over here just to protect this page, because it's got a few marks on it, and yeah, so I'll tidy that up and do that in a minute. So on this one I used the Black Widow Dragon set of pencils, because Connor gave me that set of pencils last year, and so I started colouring this page with just that set. But then I have now added the Helix colour pencils, which are a super budget friendly set. They are very, very hard leaded, but I found they worked really nicely in here. They did take quite a bit of layering, but again, you know, for a budget friendly set, I just think they've done really, really well. I used Derwent Inktense to base the sky here. I wanted to kind of make it look a bit like a sunset. I used a black Artex acrylic marker to paint out the border, and I just think that really adds to these colours popping off the page, so I do really like how that looks. I used a super golden marker for these little kind of like little specks down here. So I used sort of like a golden colour to try and keep this page really cohesive, so it's sort of you know, it goes with the colour of our leopard here and the ground there in the background. I used Jelly Roll White just to add some tiny little highlights in his eyes. And then I used Staedtler Triplus fine liners for the really dinky fine little leaves here in the background. I used Crayola Super Tips. Where did I use the Super Tips? Where was the Super Tips? Oh, I think that was to base the branches of, you know, the trunks of these trees here in the background as well. And then I have a 12 set of Derwent Chroma Flow pencils that my beautiful best friend Claire sent me, I want to say about a year or two ago. And I am obsessed. I absolutely love those pencils, so I do hope one day to be able to get the full set. And so yeah, they worked absolutely beautifully. And then I used a gravy acrylic paint marker just to go around the black outline on these trees there in the background. So finally have that page done. I'm really happy about it. So yeah, it's nice to have that one done. I'm going to keep this book aside. Like I said, I've got some cleanup work to do. I need to do like maybe some erasing and stuff, and then put some tracing paper between just to protect this image that's absolutely beautiful. And I'd really like to use similar colours here for this one as well, and then just add some more vibrant colours to our character here in the foreground, but use these sort of greens and you know, sort of earthy tones for this. And yeah, I think they would look amazing side by side. So there is Mine Riser Africa, and look at my front cover, I've got super golden marker on that as well. Yeah, need to clean up that one, so let's just put that one up there out the way. Okay, next I have Disney Babies Quadrados Magicos. This is by Hatchet Heroes, and I coloured this one. This is of course Lilo, but oh, this page gave me some trouble, let me tell you. It's my least favourite page I've done in the book so far. I just think it's an absolute mess. So if you can see look at the strokes of the paint marker on her hair, it was just, yeah, it was a hot mess. So this was done with Arteza black acrylic paint pen. So that was the outline, and then, like, you know, for her eyes and things like that. The rest is done with Crayola Super Tips, Statler dual ended, but yeah, again, so many of those are running out. You can kind of see I was really kind of on the struggle bus. And the same for this sort of colour for her skin. The hair didn't look great, so then I ended up going in with a black Artex acrylic paint pen, and I think it still looks really messy. In hindsight, I maybe could have gone in with like a super golden marker or a jelly roll or something and sort of outlined these flowers just to maybe tidy up the edges of those a little bit. But I think by that point I was like, I need this page done. But yeah, I've just been working through this one in order. I love these books, and yeah, I don't colour in them as much as I used to, but I'm excited to keep going. The next page is Stitch, so I do want to do that one. I've got that one done as well, and I'm sure there might be another one as well. Yeah, so these were coloured for prompts, but yeah, I don't know, maybe I can try and tidy this one up a little bit, but for now, she is what she is. Okay, then I have Glam Noir. This is the Facebook group full book body colour from the Carla Magana Facebook group that I run. I will put the link to Carla's YouTube channel, her website, and the Facebook group. I will put all the links in the description below. But this was our buddy colour for April, and you may see a pink paw print. Yeah, my cat Link, whilst I had the watercolours out, I was doing this watercolour stippling technique in the background. He jumped up on the desk, feet first, into the paint palette, and then just walked over So I don't know if you can see, she did have it on her face here as well. I've tried wiping that off as best I can, but there was a paint splodge there, and then I had it across the desk right over into the windowsill. So yeah, Link was he was toe bean painting. What can I say? Okay, so this one was done on the 20th of April. And for this one, I based her with the Ohuhu alcohol markers, as you can see here on the back. And then I've gone in with a black jelly roll glaze, just, you know, in some areas on here, and also for the eyes of the skulls. I used a Uniball Signo metallic gold. And then I also used, the Uniball Signo is sort of on this one, this bracelet here, her jewellery, and around these two skulls here. There's just a little bit of an outline. And then I also used, let me see, white Artex gel pen. I just had to do a little bit of a tidy up here on her skin. I've tried using a paint pen there because the black jelly roll's smudged, so she's got a bit of a weird spot there just by her mouth a bit. I've tried covering that as best I can. And then I used some Prismacolor pencils for the shading on her skin. I used a uni paint marker, this one, this gold. I absolutely love these. I've got the gold and the silver, and I used that to colour in the bigger areas in the centre of her earrings here. Absolutely love those. Oh, and the white gel pen is also for the smoke up here from her cigarettes. And then for the background, I used the watercolour stippling technique that I just absolutely love. And I have been requested to show it on the channel, and I will be doing that this month. It is on my list of videos to do because I didn't get it done in April. So I used my super budget friendly set of Creative Peak watercolours. And then I also used the Renaissance colours. She has an Etsy shop. Her handmade watercolours are phenomenal. And I used the colour Phoenix, and it's this beautiful metallic. I don't know if you can see, it's kind of like a colour shifting. Oh, it's just absolutely beautiful. So I used that to add a bit of shine there as well. So that was our page for April, and then I have chosen this page here for May, so I will be uploading that one to the group later. So that goes in the plans for May pile. Okay, and I do also have Carla's stunning new book, Looney Clay. This is her biggest ever format of book, sort of size wise, but also page count wise. Look at this. So yeah, she has absolutely spoiled us with this book, and I am so here for it. I love every single page, so I've decided I'm just going to work through this one in order. So this was for hashtag colour your hoard. Now I haven't done the title page or this one yet, but I did do this one. I'm not thrilled with how she turned out. I kind of had a vision. It kind of went very off track. But overall, she's fine. I based her with Ohuhu alcohol markers, of course. And then for the shading on her skin, I used the Amazon Basic pencils. I've used those quite a few times this month. So yeah, I don't know, I've just really enjoyed having a small set of pencils, just, you know, just at hand near the bed, just to grab when I'm colouring. So yeah, Amazon Basic pencils to shade her skin. Uniball Signo Metallic, and that was the silver here for her jewellery. And then I've also used the Uniball Signo Sparkling Silver, and I've done that for sort of like these, I don't know what you call them, these sort of like rings here. So if you can see the sparkling silver and also the metallic. I used the sparkling, here on these bits of her earring as well. So yeah, and there's those. I used an Artex black acrylic paint pen to do this bit behind her. And then I've just added some stickers. So these two down here, I've got a moon and then like a, I don't know, an earth sticker there. And then I've also put this one. This is a Tim Holtz sticker, and it says, "Be the reason someone smiles today, or the reason they drink, whatever works." I just feel like she's got a little bit of sass to her. Not as sassy as some of the other quotes that are in that book, but I thought, you know, this one worked. So, and she is the next page. So, but yeah, I think I also need to just push myself with colours a little bit as well, because I use this palette a lot, especially on my Carla pages. So it's kind of, I don't know, it just gives me a bit like samey vibes as well, which is another reason why I think I'm just not overly thrilled with it. But she's done, and you know, for what she is, I think she's fine. Oh, I also used Graby paint marker for some monotone highlights, and then also a Pentel Hybrid Dual Metallic for this sort of, you know, colour changing sort of purple to blue in her hair as well. So there is that one. Next is this one. I have had this book in my collection for quite a long time, and I've never coloured in it. So this is Tales from Atlantis by the phenomenal Hannah Carlson. And I coloured this. I know it's super tiny. I know. I was feeling a little bit overwhelmed by a lot of the pages in here, and I didn't want to start anything, you know, like this that would kind of, I knew would take me a lot of time. So I just did the little title page here. So this is for Colour Your Hoard, April 2025. So for this I used Faber-Castell Polychromos. I used Shuttle Art gel crayons, and I used those through a stencil for these sort of like bubbles. And then I used the Art Spirits watercolour. It was from her Ocean set, and the colour is Shiny Shell Pink, just here. And I will link Rebecca's YouTube channel and her Etsy shop in the description for you as well. But yeah, look at that. Look at that colour, it's so pretty. So yeah, absolutely beautiful. So my first teeny tiny little page done in that one. I do also have, where is it? Yeah, I kind of flagged this one for May, but we'll see. So this one will be going into my May plans, but yeah, we'll see how far I get. But there's so many lovely pages in here to choose from. Yeah, I don't know. I'll have a proper look through this one when I do the May plans, and we'll see what we think. Okay, so the next is the Channel Community Full Book Buddy Colour, and this is Tales from the Witch's Cottage, again by Hannah Carlson. Now I am so sorry I've slacked off of this book for the past few months. I really do apologise, because I know that there was some of you who purchased this book specifically for this, you know, whole book buddy colour. So I sincerely apologise, but I'm hoping to get back into the swing of things. I did finish this one. I completed this one. Whoops. Okay, so this page is finally done. So the last time you saw this, obviously I had battled with, you know, the background. I knew the sort of colour I wanted to do the flower, and I've just gone ahead off camera and done this. I did show a little bit of a progress picture on my community posts the other day, but for those of you who are waiting for me to come back to this this page, I have written down the Prismacolor colours here for the flower, the leaves, and the centre of the flower. The ribbon is the same colour as the petals on the flower. So yeah, this one was done with Shuttle Art gel crayons, an Art Deco metallic paint, again that was used through a stencil. I had masked off the edges with some washi tape, but it did rip paper a bit here when I was removing it on there. So and then I have used super golden markers, black acrylic paint pen, and Prismacolors. So I will keep the list of colours here for anyone who needs or wants it. And I've got some parchment there just protecting that page, because Prismacolors do have a tendency to rub off. But I'm also planning on using the red combination for the flower. There are flowers on this page here that look like this one, so I'll be using the red on those flowers as well. So I want to keep that handy so I can transfer that colour palette over. So there is that one. Next is this project book. This is Erie's World Literature book, and this is a project book with Jo from Geordie Colours, Julianne from Julianne Annette Art, Emily from eArt Studios, and Veronica Dunn over on Instagram. And so the page for April, or was it March? The page for March was this one. This is the Narcissist page, this one. And I finally got it done. I was a little bit behind. Finally got him done. And I've also, I'll just quickly show you, I have fixed, well, I've just gone over with a super golden marker over the orange that I had on these bits on the wallpaper of this page from a very long time ago, and I am happier with it now. I do just want to shade these turquoise bits in the middle, but I've kind of got, I feel happier with this now, so I'm hoping I can work on this one as well. But yeah, this Narcissus page, as you can see, I used a lot of supplies. It also does go for my hashtag of Whipping the Whips 2025. So on this one, I used Crayola Super Tips, and that was to base his robe, his hair, I think the lily pads and some of the stems here on the daffodils. The same with the Staedtler dual-ended markers, and I did also use Triplus fine liners for the, you know, some of these finer leaves and bits that sort of go under the water. I shaded this with my Faber-Castell Polychromos, and they just work beautifully on this paper. And then I used a selection of watercolours, and that included the really budget-friendly Creative Peak watercolours. And then I worked on top of those with my Paul Rubens watercolour set that was really kindly sent to me a short while ago for review. I used Uniball Signo Gold for the sort of the band here, his cuff on his arm and his bracelet there. I used Uni Paint Marker. Where was that? Oh, sorry, the Uni Paint Marker was the edges of the cuff and the bracelet. The Uniball Signo was the gold in the centre. And then I also used Pentel Hybrid Dual Metallic for the blue gems on the cuff as well. I used Derwent Inktense. That was for the rocks here. I think that worked really nicely. I used it says Jelly Roll White. I used Jelly Roll White just to go over the black line that showed sort of where above the water stops, and sort of, you know, under the water kind of begins. We had like a line, so I've just used white to get rid of that harsh black line. And you know, I wish I had left it as that, because it just looked so lovely in my opinion. But then I went in with the Art Spirits Mermaid set. Now that there is absolutely nothing wrong with the paints, quite the opposite. They are everything right. They are stunning. And I used Glistening Surf, which is this beautiful metallic blue, and Mermaid Dust, which is the glittery blue that you can see. But I just don't feel like the water needed it. I really don't. And I think this is just a perfect example of me overworking a page. But yeah, and then I also went in with a Graby acrylic paint marker just to add the yellow here on this foliage at the back, and also to outline the daffodils there. So yeah, I really like how that one turned out. And then for May, we're kind of going off kilter a little bit. Normally we work through this book in order, but in May we're doing this page, and I think that is for Mother's Day in the, I think it's the US. So we're going to be colouring this page. I do have a colour palette in mind, but I think I might also have a rummage through my Sarah Renee Clark colour cubes. But yeah, this book is really starting to pick up momentum now, and I'm absolutely loving it. So a huge thank you to the ladies that I'm in this group with, and you know, thank you so much for always being so patient with me and being really gracious and letting me have extra time you know, to spend on these pages if I need it. There's never any rush or time limit or pressure. We're all pretty, you know, chilled out and laid back when it comes to that, but I still feel like I'm holding the group up, you know, if I haven't finished my page that month. But yeah, absolutely beautiful book. And yeah, I'm looking forward to that Mother's Day page for May. And then finally, last but by no means least, I have this one. This is Mountain King by R.J. Hampson. I was a little bit late to the game with this book. I was late to the party with getting this one, but I've completed my first page in here, so it does go for Colour Your Hoard. Again, hosted by Lavella and T, and this was also a buddy colour with my beautiful friend Liz Beth on Instagram. And it is this page here of the phoenixes. So I don't know if it's picking up the shine and shimmer. Maybe. So this is my first page in the book, and I'm really pleased with it. So on this one, I used the Artex and Arteza black acrylic paint pens to do this black background. At first I was like, oh my gosh, what have I done? But now I look at it and I just think it really makes these colours pop. So yeah, I'm really glad actually that I did do that. I based this with the Ohuhu alcohol markers. You can see the black, even though it's an acrylic paint pen, it did bleed through. That was the Artex. So yeah, definitely make sure you've got a protector page. And then I used Uniball Signo metallic gold to go around the frame here on the outside, and then this inner section as well. I used Prismacolor pencils for the shading, and I love them. I've been really enjoying my Prismacolor pencils recently. And even though it's Amazon paper, I just think they shade over the markers beautifully. I used Pentel Hybrid Dual Metallic. That was for these bits here on the end of the tail, and then some little embellishments down here at the end. And it is my favourite, or one of my favourite colours in the dual metallic. It's this one. It's the orange ink with metallic yellow glitter. Absolutely love that colour. And it's one that I do have a few spares of because it is my favourite. And then I also used the Sambac Clip Gel pens. And it was just green for the eyes. You can barely see it, but these pens are so fine. Yeah, it's these. And these were sent to me by my best friend Claire. Again, I think not last Christmas, the Christmas before. Like I said, they're really fine. So perfect for getting into little fiddly details like those. I used Artistro glitter paint markers in the colour yellow to just sort of go over the black outline on the end of the feathers here. And again, those bits on the tail, so you can probably see that there. If I tilt that towards the window, hopefully it is catching the light. I used a red super golden marker for going over the dark outlines on these feathers here. And then I also used a couple of stickers from Shein, and they look like poppies, but I just thought the colour on these, the red with the gold, I just thought looked so pretty with this. So yeah, there is that one. So I just want to say a great big thank you so much to Lizbeth for yet another wonderful buddy colour. It's always an absolute pleasure. She is such a lovely person, and has definitely become a really good friend of mine, and I just feel really blessed. So thank you so much, Liz, and yeah, I hope we can maybe do another RJ Hampson buddy colour soon. So that is it, my loves. That is my completed pages for the month of April 2025. Thank you so much for sticking with me through this video. I know it has been quite a long one. And also a huge heartfelt thank you again for your patience, your consideration, your understanding with the fact that I pretty much took April off. But I am really excited now and feeling quite motivated and yeah, excited to sort of get back into the channel, get back into the swing of things for the month of May. So I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day, whatever it is you are up to. I hope the sun is shining for you like it is here. It's beautiful. So yeah, it's absolutely gorgeous weather. So take care, stay safe, my loves, and I will see you in the next one. Lots of love. Bye.